So last year I started shooting film, and depending on who you ask, it was either the best creative decision I've made or just my most expensive personality trait. In this video, I want to go over my first full year as a film photographer, the cameras I used, my favorite photos from this past year. I started this little photography side quest shooting digital, but I decided it wasn't frustrating me enough. So I switched over to film, and film really slowed me down. It made me really focus on composition, and every frame cost money. So that extra little bit of pressure added to every single shot made me really focus and hone in on getting better at taking photos. The Nikon F2 was really my first introductory to film. It's heavy, it's fully mechanical, and it's probably the first thing that I would grab if we actually go into World War III. I already had a pretty good knowledge of how to meter, but this camera really taught me the importance of nailing exposure every single time, especially with some more unforgiving films. It really showed me the difference between nailing exposure and getting those perfect colors or blowing everything out and you have an unsavable photo. This photo is not one of those photos. I took this photo walking in the rain in the middle of Pittsburgh, heading to a little Italian restaurant to get dinner with my girlfriend. And I saw this giant church across the street. It stopped me dead in my tracks. I pulled it out. This was actually on my very first roll of film. At the time, I had no clue how this photo was going to turn out, but man, I'm so happy it turned out the way it did because it's still, to this day, one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. The Canon WP1. Now, this camera is quite the opposite experience from my Nikon F2. It is fully automatic, auto exposure, just point, shoot, you get the picture. I love this camera because it's just so simple. It's just a hard plastic waterproof camera that really just frees you up. And I've taken some of my favorite photos on this camera because of that. The first time I got a rollback from this camera, I was extremely surprised. I had no expectation of them turning out the way that they did, but man, I am very happy that they did. And my advice to anybody getting into photography for the first time, especially film photography, get a point and shoot. Just get one. Go out, snap some photos, get a rollback, see how it makes you feel. You don't have to commit to this, what seems like rocket science at some point, but point and shoot all the way. I got this one on eBay for 30 bucks. And if anyone knows anything about these cameras, you know they do not come with a lens cap and do not have filter threads. So if you have more questions about this, comment down below. I'll make another video about it. The next camera that I'm going to go over, I don't have it anymore. I ended up selling it. It's actually the legendary Mamiya RB67. And if anyone knows anything about that camera, you probably know why I sold it. It was extremely heavy. It didn't really fit my style of shooting, even though I did get some amazing photos from it. This one in particular is one that I love so much, but this photo probably took me 25 minutes to actually get. I took a couple of alternatives to this shot, but this one turned out the best. It's my favorite compositionally. Compositionally, is that, I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm gonna act like it is for now. I question if I'll miss that camera, but then I pick up the F2 and it's plenty heavy enough. Anything over this is too much for me. The Nikon FM2 is probably my most balanced camera out of all of them. It's mechanical, it's reliable, there's really no distractions. It kind of just disappears in your hand while you're shooting. I love this camera and I'll probably never sell it until I get a M6. My all-time favorite photo I've ever taken was on this camera, and it's in front of this little tire shop. There were these two employees at the shop that were taking a break out on the curb, taking a little snooze. I was driving by it and I had to whip a U-turn real quick. Came back, parked up about 2 blocks away, and snuck a couple photos off. I got this one and this alternative, but this first one, my all-time favorite photo. I really want to get it printed big, put on my wall or something. I don't know. The Olympus Stylus. Another point and shoot camera that I added to my collection last year. It's really small. It basically lived in my pocket, in my car, or just in my backpack at all times last year. It's a really fun camera to take with you when you're visiting friends, you're going out, you don't want something big, bulky in your pocket. It's much smaller than the WP-1, so it slides right into your pocket in your sling bag, backpack, whatever, and you really don't notice it. And that's how I got this photo. I had it in my pocket on the way to an event downtown and looked down the side street and I saw this worker on a smoke break. I had pulled it out of my pocket, ran across the street, snapped the photo of her, almost pissed myself because she was looking at me the whole time, and then I ran back to my girlfriend because I was really scared. And I'm glad I took it. I almost didn't because I was afraid to. But this is one of my favorite photos I've taken, and it was on this little bad boy. And then one of the last cameras of my collection from last year is the Rolleiflex 3.5T. This is probably the most fun camera that I've used last year, and I've gotten some amazing photos from it, so I'm going to show you a couple of them. This little photo set was the second roll of film that I put through this camera. It was Kodak Gold 200, and it was on the way back to Austin. I snapped off a handful of pictures throughout the airport just to try to finish the roll real quick so I can go get it developed and see how it came out. And I'm quite happy with how they all turned out. I was really surprised of how sharp this old lens was, especially after doing research and people saying that the 3.5 Tessar was not the preferred lens. So I can only imagine how sharp the other one is, but I can't imagine it's much more. It's probably pretty nominal. I modded it with a little light meter recently. I haven't fully got to test this out yet, but if you want to see this little viewfinder in action on this old S camera and how I attached it to the top, comment down below. I'll try to make a video about it soon and put it out for you. This past year really changed the way that I think about photography and my approach to taking photos, especially on film. Over this past year, I've definitely developed a lot of patience for photography. I've slowed down, I've been more methodical with composing, with exposing, and I just really didn't do that with digital. I feel like with digital, I would overshoot locations or scenes and somehow still not get the shot that I'm looking for. And more often than not, if I take my time with a film camera, I'll get exactly what I'm seeing in my head. And that process to me is just so addicting. And I just don't get that feeling with digital. That's why digital is never my first choice. And I'm very happy that I've gone down this rabbit hole of film photography. And honestly, it feels like I'm just now getting started. If you like any of the photos that you've seen, head over to my Instagram. That's where I post everything. And stay tuned. I have a new video coming out next month. I appreciate everybody for sticking around this long, if you have. And yeah, thank you.